Now, briefly shifting focus to another big story within the domestic arena that we have our eyes on, that is the mayoral nominee at this point of time in the state of Maharashtra, that is specifically in the city of Mumbai. Sanjay Ghadi from Shiv Sena is to be deputy mayor nominee. Deputy mayor for Mumbai BMC will be from Eknath Shinde, Shiv Sena. Shiv Sena is to file this nomination for the deputy mayor. That is our corporator Sanjay Ghadi from Shiv Sena is to file this nomination for deputy mayor post. His tenure, remember, is of 1.25 years. Mahayuti Mayor nominee. At this point, the name that's been pushed forward is Ritu Tawde. Of course, we were looking at a female nominee for the very post. And now, while there were three contenders, or rather three names that were being speculated, it's Ritu Tawde, who is the third-time corporator elected from Ghatkopar, who has also served as the chairman of Education Committee, a seasoned three-time corporator from Ghatkopar with extensive experience as the former chairperson of the Education Committee, has now been pushed forward as the nominee for the mayor. And the deputy mayor comes in from the Eknath Shinde faction of Shiv Sena. The deputy mayor nominee being Sanjay Ghadi, who is also a corporator with 1.25 years of experience. That is what we are learning of the mayoral candidates and the deputy mayoral candidates that have been pushed by the Mahayuti side. This is something we had been expecting. Again, of course, the elections, from what we know, is to be taking place on February 11th, and this is just a nomination that's been filed so far into getting Mumbai a new mayor. This is what we are learning. Sanjay Ghadi from Shiv Sena to be filing the nomination, and Ritu Tawde for the mayoral position, who is to be again filing the nomination, that is, for that very post. We have seen a lot of conversation with regards to the mayoral candidates and how is it that the Mahayuti will be dividing the equation or the formula in terms of power when it comes to the mayoral posts. And there was this entire deal that had been struck that the deputy mayor shall come in from the Eknath Shinde faction, while the mayor shall be from the BJP side. This is what we are learning at this point of time. Again, Mustafa joining me on the broadcast with more details on this. Mustafa, very good morning to you. Finally, the names are out for the nominees of both mayoral and deputy mayoral post. Sanjay Ghadi and Ritu Tawde are the ones who will be, in fact, filing nominations. Take us through their profiles in a little depth.
Yes, Mahayuti has secured a comfortable win in the BMC elections recently concluded. On 11th, the mayor elections are going to happen. The BJP has announced Ritu Tawde is that three-time corporator from Ghatkopar to be the mayoral nominee, and Sanjay Ghadi from the Shiv Sena corporator. But interestingly, Eknath Shinde has announced that his tenure as deputy mayor will be only for 1.25 years. So both of these will be filing nominations. There were a lot of curiosity as to who will be the next mayor of Mumbai after the seat was reserved for women. It seems that most likely it will be Ritu Tawde because the Mahayuti has a comfortable majority in the BMC. On 11th, when the elections happen, her name will be confirmed. We are expecting that maybe from the opposition, Shiv Sena UBT, the Uddhav faction can also file a nomination so that the election can take place. Today, the nominations are not filed from the Shiv Sena UBT. It will be assumed that Ritu Tawde will be elected unopposed. Back to you.
Right, Mustafa. So the two leaders whose names have come to the forefront, Ritu Tawde and Sanjay Ghadi, these two, one will be filing in for the mayoral position and the other will be filing for the deputy mayoral position. So if we look at their profiles, 3 years of experience for Ritu Tawde as the corporator and also the chairman of the Education Committee. She's a corporator from Ghatkopar. Sanjay Ghadi on the other side has an experience of 1.25 years. If we could just take a look at the reason behind pushing these two candidates from the Mahayuti side at this point of time.
Can you repeat your question?
If you could just take us through their profiles in terms of experience and the reasons with regards to which they've been pushed forward for these two posts.
Yes, both of them are senior leaders from their respective parties. Ritu Tawde's name was among one of the people who could be the mayor nominee from the BJP. Till last moment, there was negotiations between the BJP and Shiv Sena. Shiv Sena has always had their mayor in the BMC, but after 40 years now, BJP will finally be getting their mayor, and it will be Ritu Tawde, who is a corporator who has been on the education committee. He is the third time corporator elected from the eastern suburbs of Mumbai, Ghatkopar, and she has been a long-term worker in the BJP, not coming from affiliation from any party leader or family. So it can be said that a worker from party worker has been given a ticket from a nomination from the BJP to file their nomination. And remember, being the Mumbai mayor is a very respectable position, and it will not be wrong to say that there were a lot of people who were lobbying for this post, but it seems somewhere that Ritu Tawde has managed to secure you can say the nomination, and she and Sanjay Ghadi will be filing nominations in some time.
Right, this is what we are learning, Mustafa. Mustafa, also in terms of connect with the masses there, where do both these leaders stand? Because they're both young leaders, as we see, in terms of being pushed in the mayoral candidate, and we've seen how the BJP at large as well as the Mahayuti has been pushing forward young candidates to, in fact, take the leadership to the next generation. If you could just throw some light on that as well.
Rightly said that these are corporators who are going to be nominees for the MLAs of Maharashtra or Mumbai in future. So future next leadership is being framed by both the parties, especially the BJP. Very many new faces have come in from the BJP. Many old faces in the BJP remain, and hence you can say that. Keeping in mind that it should be a Marathi face, Ritu Tawde was considered, she is a senior leader, and also because the Shiv Sena UBT has a considerable number in BMC, so it is going to be a strong opposition from the Shiv Sena UBT. Hence, it was decided that in case of firefighting of following orders and balance in the party, Ritu Tawde should be given the nomination, and hence her name has been announced. And it can be said that they are preparing for the future leadership of the BJP to be ready for the next assembly election, and hence with that aim, this entire progress is happening. So after 4 years, the BMC is getting an elected body. So whoever is the mayor, a lot of work is expected from them, and hence you can say that it's a very important announcement happening right now, actually.
Right, Mustafa. Well, that is the profile that we see of Ritu Tawde, and the reason being pushed forward for this very role. If we look at Sanjay Ghadi as well, this is a leader who's coming in from the Shiv Sena Eknath Shinde faction. He's also quite a young leader that we see with 1.25 years of experience. His tenure has been that much so far. How are we looking at him in terms of a mass leader for this very particular position?
Yes, sir. Shiv Sena was aiming to get a mayoral post. They were not able to get as many numbers, though, in the BMC election, and hence only 29 corporators elected Shiv Sena Eknath Shinde, and they had to concede their demand to have a mayor. But somewhere was reached to get a deputy. Eknath Shinde wants to give this chance of being a deputy mayor to many corporators in their party, and hence Sanjay Ghadi's tenure has been limited to 1.25 years. A Marathi name from the suburbs of Mumbai, elected 3 times. He is also a senior corporator. So now we'll have to wait and see what positions in the working committee of the BMC which Shiv Sena gets and how the balance of power is made in BMC.
Right, Mustafa. So this is what we are looking at, viewers, at this point of time when we are speaking of the mayoral candidates and the deputy mayoral candidate from the Mahayuti side. If we look at Mustafa, if we look at the opposition at this point of time, how would we gauge what would be coming up next in terms of candidates they would give up for them against these two?
Yes, Shiv Sena UBT, Uddhav faction, is only in the position to give opposing candidate. The Shiv Sena UBT has 65 corporators. 24 corporators is the strength of Congress, 7 to 8 corporators of the MIM. So it's a formidable opposition, but it's unlikely that they can form enough numbers for a mayor. So we'll have to wait and see. In the few hours, we'll know whether Shiv Sena UBT is giving a mayoral candidate.
Right. And you know, Mustafa, when we speak of the BMC polls this time, it's very clear that one thing was being very strongly focused upon. That is a female mayoral candidate for Mumbai this time. And that is where we see the Mahayuti pushing in a Ritu Tawde with the kind of experience she has and the mass connect she has. And that is something the Shiv Sena UBT had also spoken about, that they are going to push forward a female candidate for this very position.
Mumbai has been reserved for women. So it was expected that the women open reservation, women candidate will be given for the Mumbai mayoral post. There were many names which were being discussed, and it seems that finally the name of Ritu Tawde has been finalized.
You know, the BMC is one of the richest civic bodies of the country when we speak of it. We saw the polls that took place almost 8 years later in this particular city for that very civic body. When we speak of Ritu Tawde filing in that nomination, viewers, those are the very visuals that we bring to you on the left of our screens. This is, given that this is the richest civic body of our country, how are we looking at the experience levels that each of these leaders are bringing in? Okay, we'll get that connection back with Mustafa Sheikh at this point of time. But yes, as Mustafa was speaking of, we've looked at a mayoral candidate and the speculations over the mayoral candidates from either sides. Of course, the push was from the Shiv Sena UBT side initially for a female mayoral candidate, and that's something that's been kept in mind by the Mahayuti when in fact naming their own candidate who was to file in the nomination, and that's where Ritu Tawde comes in. If we speak of Sanjay Ghadi, there was a formula that was in fact struck, or rather a deal that was struck between the allies within the Mahayuti, that while the mayoral candidate will be from the BJP, it will be the Eknath Shinde faction of the Shiv Sena that will be in fact pushing forward the deputy mayoral candidate, and that's how we see the division being done, or rather the power sharing being done. Sanjay Ghadi and Ritu Tawde being pushed in as the respective candidates for the post of deputy mayor and mayor respectively. Now, this comes in right after a sweeping victory for the BJP-led Mahayuti in Mumbai, and a historic one at that as well, that we had seen 9 years later, the richest civic body of our country that in fact gets a new administrator handling things from Mumbai, and that would be the Mahayuti. So it is a triple engine sarkar that we see in the state of Maharashtra, but specifically in the city of Mumbai at this point of time. And now with these mayoral candidates being pushed out, we have to keep a close watch as to how the Shiv Sena UBT also push in their own candidates at this point of time, and the battle and the contest that in fact ensues between both sides. But for now, it is these two candidates which we're learning. Again, remember, for the mayoral position, there were 3 candidates that had in fact been named, all female candidates that had been named to take up, or rather to contest and file in nominations, out of which Ritu Tawde has been given a push. And if we look at it, they're young leaders, and that is something the BJP has been very focused on, especially across states at this point of time, to push forward the young leaders to become faces, to become to take up positions of responsibility, to in fact form a next generation of leaders and faces that will be leading from right at the front. And that is where we see their nomination in fact ticking all those boxes at this point of time. Sanjay Ghadi, Shiv Sena deputy mayoral nominee, and Ritu Tawde, the Mahayuti mayoral nominee at this point of time. This is what we are learning, viewers, and this is our very focus at this point of time. And again, we were just mentioning about live visuals coming in. Those are the visuals that we're speaking of on our screens that we're showing you of the nominations being filed at this point of time. Mumbai, remember, has awaited 4 long years for a new mayor, and that is why this particular contest, this particular election, mayoral election, comes in to be very crucial, because again, the BMC polls also took place after massive delays. Again, the elections for mayoral position were supposed to take place a little earlier, but they were in fact pushed back because of the tragic demise of the Deputy Chief Minister of the state, Ajit Pawar. And now post that, again, all operations have been resumed normally, and this is where we see nominations finally being filed. The election for the for the mayoral positions will be taking place on February 11th is what we in fact know so far. And we're keeping a very close watch as to how the contest plays out. It will be a crucial one for sure. But either ways, what we are looking at is that Mumbai is all set to get a woman mayor at this point of time. Which side that shall be from, that is something we're keeping a very close watch at. But of course, from the performances and analyzing the performances that we have seen of the Mahayuti over several elections in Maharashtra, it does look promising at this point of time from their side. But again, of course, it also depends on the candidate that will come in from the Shiv Sena UBT side at this point of time. And similar circumstance around Sanjay Ghadi as well for the deputy mayoral nominee that's been pushed out by the Eknath Shinde faction. Of course, remember when we speak of the Mahayuti's victory in the BMC polls, the Eknath Shinde faction played a very crucial role in providing support to the BJP-led Mahayuti alliance to in fact secure that very victory. And that is what we have for you from the state of Maharashtra.